Well, today I'm going to be hiking the Ringle segment. And there goes my ride. I'm at the parking lot on N, County Road N, and I'm about half mile into the Ringle State segment actually. I finished that first half mile on my last hike and ended it here at this parking lot. So let's get started on the hike. It said on the website that there's some water the very first part of the hike here, but it looks like it's easy to get around, so shouldn't be a problem. It's a beautiful day. It's about 62 degrees and sunny and a little windy, but you know, walking through the woods, that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it's a little wet here. Let's see, maybe I'll go around this way. Don't see any poison ivy, so should be alright. I'm anticipating a beautiful walk. If I can get around the water, that is. And this way it looks like. Oh, look at here, there's a bench I can sit and rest already. I suppose that's for people coming off of the trail. So let's start heading down the trail. Been a lot of work on this trail over the last, 3 years by Ice Age Trail Mobile Skills crews, and they've done some rerouting of the trail and also some really good work on the tread and the retaining walls with rocks and things like that I've seen in pictures. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing the trail. It's really good trailblazing, nice posts. All looks pretty new actually, so makes it easy to hike. And as I come around this corner, the sun kind of hits you. It feels good because it's, like I say, it's about 62 degrees, but the sun kind of feels good on the arms. It's a beautiful forest in here. There's a nice little creek down there. If you needed to get some water, I got plenty of water with me, so not worried about that. But could always filter some more if I need it. There's another big rock just laying, a big boulder dropped by the glacier right there. Cool. Oh, this is kind of interesting. This tree must have been across the trail, and whoever the trail worker was in here must not have had a saw with them, but they had an axe and they just chopped through that whole tree, it looks like, to get it out of the way. It's a little bit of work, but kudos to them. Nice job. Looks like we're entering private land, and we will stay on the trail. Whoops, closed during deer gun season. Well, that's a month and a half from now, so we're good to go. Got my orange on today, so even if there's some bow hunters out here, hopefully I'll be pretty visible. I think we kind of go up a little bit of a hill here. Not much, nothing difficult, just enough to give it some character. Okay, we're on some sort of road now. There's a blaze, so I'm on the right track, kind of up on a hill here, a hummock or something, and there's water down there. easy walking, that's for sure. And there's a nice, beautiful forest to walk through. There's, I think, red pine in here that have been planted. It's kind of walk through a pine plantation of sorts. Last weekend was, today's a Tuesday. Last weekend was youth firearms deer hunting season opener, and 2-day season for them. And I guess there were a few shots fired in here, so it wasn't the place to be last weekend, but it's pretty nice right now. So we're going to continue on. Yeah, look, there's a picnic table. That's a nice spot for it too. I'm not quite ready. I got an apple with me that I'm going to eat, but not quite ready for that yet. So I can kind of hear a motor of some sort in the distance. Maybe an ATV driving real slow, or a tractor in a field. I don't know what it is. But yeah, this is a nice spot. Maybe I'll sit down and have me a snack. Catch you later. Well, I just came down this road about a quarter mile. Trail said it turned onto this road. I mean, there was an arrow, but I didn't see it go back in the woods anywhere. So I looked at my paper map. I can't match the names of the roads with the map, but I'm on Hoodowl Phoenix, it looks like. But on this post, there is a yellow blaze, so I must be on the right track. And the question is, well, I see another blaze up here. So this must be the trail. Maybe they changed the name of that street, because on my map, which is a 2014 map, it said Meadow something Lane, and now it says Phoenix Street. I know Wisconsin has changed quite a few of the names of their streets, so that must be what happened. They changed the name of the street. Okay, private drive. You are here. Well, that looks like the map I was looking at, but they changed the name of the road, I guess. And it's private driveway, but looks like this is where the Ice Age Trail cuts back into the woods. So don't go straight here. You're going into somebody's yard, but this is what we were looking for. Oh, that's a nice sign. Look at how they did that. Huh. Pretty cool. Alright, let's go see what we got in here. You know, as the leaves start falling, it's a little harder to see the trail, because the leaves cover up the bare dirt from where people were walking. So this time of the year it gets a little more challenging, but I'd say this is a pretty well marked trail, so not too worried. Well, this must be some of the new work that was done. Nice boardwalk across here. Beautiful. Now, if any of you have read the book Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson, that's about the Appalachian Trail, but this certainly is. This trail is a nice walk in the woods. You noticed on these boardwalks, these new boardwalks, they've used for the decking, they're using white oak instead of green treated. I think the reason for that is green treated, when it gets kind of wet and then a little bit of mold on it, it gets really slippery, whereas this white oak seems to stay with a little more traction. And white oak has is a very long-lasting wood. It's so hard, so I think they'll get maybe 15-20 years out of this decking, if not more. So I think that's a wise move. This is kind of a neat feature here, this little brook. I guess they maybe just worked around what they had, but It's a nice crossing here. I think they've done some rock work here too with these paths and maybe these steps. So, nice job, a little babbling brook. Crossing some sort of access road here. Another big boulder, erratic, sitting right there. Okay. Back into the woods. Oh, this is a pretty nice stretch in here. Nice boardwalk going through this otherwise miserably wet part of the woods, but up here high and dry it's just beautiful. The wind's kind of rustling the leaves around today. All those nice cedar trees or whatever the heck they are. Spruce, I guess. Huh. Oh, I suppose there's both, but these are spruce. You can tell the crew was in here not too long ago because they still have these white flags, and those are to mark the sections. You can see section 80, so that when they send the crews out, they know approximately where they'll be working, and when they plan the structures, they know where they're going to be and such. So they do a great job. I've done a couple of those events, and not on this segment, but on other ones, and it's really fun to work together with other people and accomplish something that's meaningful and helpful to our society and trail lovers in general. You know, there's some talk about different kind of trails, you know, some of the more popular trails, you know, like the Appalachian Trail and Pacific Crest Trail and any number of those major trails. They're all nice and great and serve a great purpose, but Ice Age Trail is really a nice trail too. There's some places you got to walk on a road between segments, but here in the Wisconsin countryside, it's beautiful, and I don't know. This trail's been a great one for me to hike because I'm from across the border in Minnesota, but it's fairly close, and heck, it's a national trail, so I like it. I encourage other people to try it and may be pleasantly surprised. Okay, here's a good example of the leaves kind of obscuring the trail. There's that. Does that mean the trail goes from there? I don't think so. I can kind of see some dirt through the leaves here, so I must kind of turn the corner. It doesn't go down there. I think it goes. I can see kind of it goes this way. And then, oh, okay, now there's a boardwalk. We're on the right track. A lot of water flowing on this trail as well as standing. And I suppose it's all the rain we've been having. Here's an interesting feature here. Let's try and get the sun behind that tree there so we can see this. If you see up in that tree, that kind of big clump there, looks like a spruce tree. Well, I'm not sure what kind of tree that is, but anyway, that may be what's called mistletoe blight, and it's some sort of a insect or growth that causes the tree to kind of grow wildly around it, and it's common throughout the boreal forest, I believe. So just one more thing to watch for when you're walking through a trail like this. Alright, I made it up the trail from here to the Claver Came. And as you know, a came is a big kind of round conical shaped hill that was formed by water flowing through a hole in a glacier and depositing all kinds of silt and debris underneath the glacier right beneath that hole. And you know, by the size of this hill, you can see was a substantial amount of material that it dropped. So it's another interesting geological feature of the trail. And there's a nice little bench. So I think I'm going to take a break. Maybe I'll have my apple now. Yeah, looky here, right in the middle of the trail is Mr. Snake. Hey, buddy. Oh, there he goes. I scared him away. And it shouldn't be on the trail anyways. You could get stepped on. See you later. Yeah, we got some more boardwalk here in lower areas. The day goes on here. Goes on. There's a few mosquitoes out. I got bitten a few times. I suppose if it gets any worse, I can stop and spray, which I haven't done yet. But if I keep moving, they don't seem to bother me much. So I'll keep moving and swat them if I see them. Coming off another boardwalk. A little rock work here for steps. Easy peasy. And back into the woods. A little marsh over here. And here we go. Well, you kind of wonder what the history of a tree like this is. Looks like a sugar maple. Maybe, but it's kind of torn up and twisted, and I think sometimes maybe what happens is another tree falls on it, and the end that it fell on eventually rots, and then some sprouts come out of that branch and up they go. Kind of a cool tree. We're kind of getting to the top of a hill again here, as you can see. Here's the top right here. And I guess we go back down. Okay. It's a big pile of rocks. Look at all these rocks. Some of them are bigger than others. Alright, we're coming to a road here. Haven't been able to get my gut hook tab open. Guess I should have left it open from the start and be there. But this road, I think this is Poplar Road. Pretty big road. It says there's parking here. I guess that must be it over there. Kind of a trailhead looking place, and they got the sign and everything. I'm gonna go take a look at that. Because, you know, this is all in flux here, this trail. As they finish it, they open parts and the old parts shut down. You are here, yeah, Poplar Lane. And here's what's left. Looks like There's an erratic, 2 erratics, and a bench before we get to the Mountain Bay Trail. Okay. Most of the new trail is open, it looks like. Alright. Let's go across the road and kind of a windy day. Trees are blowing around, dropping some leaves, that's for sure. Well, I'm guessing this is one of those erratics that we're talking about. Let me back off a little bit. There we go. Big potato laying in the woods. Kind of has a face of some sort, but I can't really conjure anything up what it might be. But that's an erratic, all right. All right, coming to that bench up there. Oops, got a mosquito in my ear. I think I may sit down for a minute or so. Hey, it looks like there's a log I can sign in. Haven't had one of them for a while. Well, I guess I had one on the last segment, but that was a few months ago. Somebody left their sunglasses behind. Alright, let's see. Please record your visit. I gotta set this pole down here. Figure the phone out at the same time I'm writing, I'd be all set. Alright, here we go. We'll do it European style here, 8 October, 19. Alright, here comes that other erratic. Not as big as the last one, but it's a big boulder any way you look at it. And then this is kind of like a earthen dam or something here. I don't know if you can see that back there, but I'd say the last mile or two I can smell something like sewage or crude oil or something, and I know it's not me. It's in the air. The wind's blowing pretty hard this way, and so I don't know if this is what this is. If this is it's got a big fence around it over there, so maybe it's I'm guessing it's a dump or like a sewage treatment area or something. We'll go right past it here, but we're getting to where the wind is not blowing across it to me, so that's not too bad. But you know, I'd say this is just one negative about this part of the trail, but overall this has been such a spectacular hike through the woods. It was just great, so I'd say overall this was well worth it. I think I should be coming to that Mountain Bay State Trail pretty soon here. We'll see. Now this tree was a mighty tree at one time. Looks like maybe a basswood. Sometimes what happens is a basswood will die and then all kinds of sprouts will grow up around the old tree. That looks like this may be what happened there. The tree has a long history. Alright, made it to the Mountain Bay State Trail. It's a rails to trail, old railroad bed. Pretty nice trail. Could easily bike on this too, huh? Some of them are a little overgrown with sod and such, but this one's pretty good for still riding a bike on it if you're so inclined. Alright, here's Hatley. Historic Hatley Canadian Connection, huh? There's the old Hotel Shiloh. That was a hotel built in 1907, now used as an apartment building. Huh. And there's the trailhead there. Tomorrow, we'll start walking that way. But for now, done for the day. And over there, that red car is my ride. So things are looking good. Thanks for coming along. See you next time.